Hey guys, Brandon here. This week I am going to be playing through the Gallerist, another Vital Lacerda game where you're an art dealer trying to be the most prestigious, that word, art dealer in the land. Anyway, heavy game as usual with Vital's games, but good. So I'm going to be playing through with that, and just be forewarned, there might be some continuity issues because I somehow lost the file that had the intro that I originally recorded for this, so I'm recording this after the fact, like a week later. So probably different clothes, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's get Gallerist to the table. I don't even remember what the beer I had when I recorded this was. So that was in the glass. Yeah. Anyway, let's get Gallerist to the table and let's have some fun. All right? Here you can see the Gallerist all set up for a solo game. What you do is you flip out 4 of these contracts up here at the top of the board. You randomly seed 8 of these reputation tiles over here. And if you notice here, it shows a 3+ here. So this column is used in a 3 and 4 player game. So in the solo or a 2-player game, you ignore this middle column. It'll only be these 2 outside columns that will be in play. You bring out 2 of each artist in their requisite fields, 1 blue and 1 red. You set those up randomly. The first blue artist that you put out, you flip upright and you set them at their starting fame, which if you notice on this artist here, this painter, he's going to start at 3 fame. Then you shuffle all of the works of art of the 4 types of artists that correspond to the 4 types of artists. And then you take the top one of each of those and you shuffle those up and you place one of those out randomly. In a 2-player game, it'll just be one randomly on one of the easels over there. And that will be a famed work of art that you can end up getting at the end of the game if you win the majority on this bidding war down here. Then what you do is you place one of these bonus tiles on the 7 other face down artists, and you put 1 white meeple on each of the red artists of each type, and then you put 1 visitor on each. Well, you put 1 visitor per ticket on each of the top works of art there. You place 10 tickets of each color, and then you set up your main board with all of your meeples over here that you can, your assistants here that you can hire throughout the game. You start with 2. You get $10 to start the game. You also get these 2 curator cards. You have 1 curator and then 1, what is it, artist, salesperson, whatever. I forget the exact name, but you get works of art that you're trying to sell here. You're trying to sell these specific types. Like, for instance, on this one, if you sell 1 painting, at the end of the game, you'll get $5 extra. This one, you're trying to sell a photograph and a sculpture, and you would get 10. And you can complete multiples of these. So like if I sold a painting, a photograph, and a sculptor, that would be worth 15 points. Or you can do 2 of these multimedia pieces for 10 10 bucks as well. And that's in addition on top of what you've already sold them for. And then this is works of art that you still have in your gallery at the end of the game. So you want to be able to have a photograph, a sculptor, and then one of the multimedias, and that'll be worth $10 extra. Or I can do 2 paintings, a sculpture, and a multimedia for $15. So that's all of the setup. Well, you also place 4 of these random reputation tiles out on the 4 worker placement spots. You also place 1 random visitor in your lobby of your gallery, and then you have 4 random visitors in the plaza. So that is basically setup. In the 2-player game or solo game, you only have 10 of each ticket. The rest of them are out of the game. You also take out 4 of each type of visitor out of the game. And that's basically it. So let's just go ahead and get started, and I'll complete the initial setup. Basically what you do is you pick one of these spots for your guy to start on, and then you're going to take one of these final reputation tiles. So this one, at the end of the game, for every painting that you've either sold or have in your gallery, will be worth an additional reputation, and then also $3. This one, it's the same thing, but for photographs. This one is for each of the pink, which are, let's see, it's investors, VIPs, and then the white ones are collectors. Investors will help you get money. VIPs will help you get reputation. And the white ones kind of do both, and they also help with fame. And fame you use to make artists' work a little better and worth more money. So this one is for each VIP that you have at the end of the game is worth 1 reputation and $2. And then this one is for, what is that one? And then this one is 1 money for each visitor that you have in your gallery at the end of the game. I feel like, what am I trying to get here? If I can sell all of those, that's a bunch of paintings. So that's a painting. So maybe I want to do this one. I think I'm going to start over here, which means I will get this and add it to my board. These 4 go away and they are out of the game. And that is the initial setup. So now what I do, you're also going to take all of the assistants and the the player piece for another color, and that's going to represent the player that's going to kind of get in your way. It's a really simple AI mechanism, which I really like. So basically, what this means is now these are the only 3 action spaces that I can go to start the game. Over here is the artist colony. This is where you're going to discover new artists as well as buy paintings. You can do that over here. Down here you can promote artists, which basically increases their fame, or you can hire more assistants. Up here is going to be dealing with contracts, either gaining new contracts or selling works of art for contracts that you've already gained. And then over here is the international market and the it's the international market and the international auction, which the auction is for getting that acclaimed work of art that we set aside at the beginning of the game. So I can either go to get a contract, I can promote or hire some workers, or hire assistants, or I could grab a work of art. And right now the only work of art that it would be available would be from this one artist, or I could discover another artist. Oh, and that is a painter, and I do want to get a bunch of paintings. So maybe I should just start off by buying a work of art. All right, I think to start out, I'm going to start out coming up here and grabbing myself a contract because I'm going to want to sell paintings. And because that's my ultimate goal. Well, I guess I want to sell just one painting. I'd like to have 2 more at the end of the game. Yeah, I'm still going to go up there. I'm going to grab a contract. I'm going to grab this one painting, which that's going to bring out another contract. And now I can place it on one of these 3 spaces on my player board down here. If I place it here, I get a brown ticket. And tickets, you use tickets to move these visitors from the plaza to your lobby, and then from your lobby into your gallery. So, right now there's only pink and brown out there. So since I have a pink, I'm just going to place that there, which will get me a pink ticket. So now Lacerda comes on the board, and he just goes to the space opposite where you start. And my next move I think is going to be to come over here. I'm going to leave behind an assistant. And now I'm going to purchase the painting by this artist. And he is currently at a 1 star. And if you look on your player board, 1-star paintings cost $5. So I will spend 10, take 5 and change. And this visitor comes into the plaza. So yeah, first you pay the cost of the artwork, which was $5. You send that visitor to the plaza. Then you increase the fame of the artist by 0 plus 1 for each white worker that you have in your gallery, which I don't have any. So his fame is not going to increase. Then flip the tile into my gallery. I take the signature token. He is currently a 1-star artist. And since I uncovered this work of art and there's 1 ticket on there, I then take 1 random worker from the bag and place it on that work of art. So that is the end of my action. Now, before or after your turn, technically, you can do an executive action. An executive action are either spending tickets to move workers or placing assistants onto one of these contract cards. Like if you notice, there's a little worker placement spot down here. You can place a worker onto there and do that action. And this one, what this will do is get me another contract if I want. And I think, yeah, I'm not going to do any of those actions. I'm going to hold off. So now it's over to Lacerda's turn. He's going to move. He just moves clockwise around the board, and then he'll place an assistant in the spot that he left. And he doesn't do any actions anywhere on the board except when he lands over here at the international market. So what you do is you take one of his remaining assistants, and you're always going to go, so you basically consider this 2 separate halves. This top half, what you'll do is you'll go from left to right, top to bottom. So this is the first available space at the top on the left. So he will go there. And then the next time, and this reputation tile is now out of the game. And the next time what he'll do is he'll go to the bottom section, and it's going to do the same thing. He's going to first take the top left, and then on the third turn, he'll come up here, he'll do the top, and then he'll go to the right. So we're basically just going to keep going back and forth all the way down on both of those, switching back and forth between those. Okay, and what you're trying to do in these columns is these are majorities. So if you have the most assistants put to work in this column, then at the end of the game you'd get $6, second would get third, last would get first. In the solo game, I believe it's first and third is what you get if you actually get somebody in that column. And on this column, it's 15, 10, and 6, so it'll be 15 and 6. So, Lacerda went there. Now it's back to my turn. And I am actually going to jump across and kick Lacerda out. And since I have a painting, and I have a guy in my lobby, if you look here, you need to have a brown, white, or pink visitor in your lobby. That's what this dashed or this dotted line means. If you notice here, there's a dotted line around that. I've got a pink visitor there and a painting, so that means I can take this spot. I could also do any of these because it's a dotted line. So I will take that, placing my last available assistant there. That's going to get me 3 reputation. So I move that up. And now I can place this reputation tile on any one of these spaces, gaining whatever that item is. And I'm going to place it right down here and move this white visitor into my gallery. That's what this symbol represented. I can move any visitor from the plaza into my gallery. So now this is going to be in-game scoring for me. That white visitor that I just moved in there is going to be worth 1 reputation and $3 at the end of the game. So that was my action going there. And also, in order to gain that reputation tile, I now have to move this visitor out of my lobby back to the plaza. And since I kicked Lacerda out, he is going to do the action of this location again, which means, again, he's going to come right here. And now it's his turn, so he will move up here. And again, he doesn't do an action there, but he kicked me out. So what I can do when he kicks me out of a location is I can either take one of those executive actions, which is I can spend tickets to move visitors, or I can use assistance on any of these contracts down here on the action spaces on those. Or you can spend reputation down to the next level. So like right now I could move it down to this, to the 10, from 13 to 10, because this star here is each level of reputation. So if I can spend it down to here, then I can do one of the location actions, which would be either take another contract, or I could sell like a work of art with the contract that I already have. Since this painting hasn't gone up in value from what I bought it for, I don't think I want to sell it. But do I want to take another contract? I think I am. I'm going to spend that 3 reputation. Let's see. I've already got that. So now do I want a photograph? or multimedia. Let's go for one of these multimedia ones, which that's going to bring out another one. Brown or one of my choosing. Let's go ahead, stick that there. I will take a brown ticket. And now this guy comes back, and it's back to me taking actions. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to discover an artist. And I'm not going to leave that assistant behind. Instead, let's see, I took a multimedia, so maybe I should... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep the Simpatico. Going to discover this artist, which flips that over. He starts at 4 on the reputation. You place this signature token down here on your player board. And what this means is at any point in the future, I can purchase a work of art from that artist for his original fame level. And since he is a 1-star, it would be $5. So even if his works of art, like even if he's a 2 gold star and they're worth $17, instead of purchasing it for $17, I could get it for $5. And now I gain the benefit of this tile, which is basically going to be $2 for every brown worker I have in my gallery and $1 for every white. I only have a white, so I'm going to get $1, bringing me up to 6. And I think I'm going to spend both of these tickets to move each one of those into there. And now it is Lacerda's turn, so he's going to move out of this location. And he kicks me out over here. So now I can either do an executive action, so I can either, well, I don't have any tickets to spend to move visitors. I could employ this assistant on one of these 2 contracts, or I could spend 5 reputation, which is a lot just to do an action. I am going to employ this assistant down here. Just going to let me take another contract. And I'm shooting for this one, these 2. So I'm going to take this other contract. I'm going to fill in that spot. And I think I'm going to take a brown ticket for covering that spot up. So now it is back to my turn. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do some promotion for this artist here. So it'll cost me 1 reputation. He gains that. I receive the bonus, which is a ticket of my choosing. And I think I'm going to take a pink. And now I increase the fame of the artist by 1 + 1 for every white or collector that I have in my gallery. So that's going to be 1, 2 fame, bringing him up to 5. And now I can spend fame, additional fame, to increase that 1 additional step. And he's going to kick me out, so I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 additional fame to bump this guy up 1, 2, 3. So now his work of art is a 3-star, so it is now worth $11. And since I kicked Lacerda's token out, he is going to take which ticket from whichever pile is the highest. So right now, white tickets are the highest, so he'll take one of those. And I can spend tickets if I like. I'm going to go ahead and spend a brown ticket to move that guy into my gallery. Now it is Lacerda's turn. He's going to go there and kick me out. And I'm going to spend 1 reputation in order to do a location action. I'm going to hire some assistants. Just going to hire 1 assistant, I think. Or do I want 2? Yeah, I think I want 2. So that's a total of $3. Bringing back 2. And for that purchase, hiring that second assistant, it's going to get me another brown ticket. And that is the end of Lacerda's turn, so now it's back to my turn. And I'm going to come over to the international market. And since I have a visitor, only 1 visitor, I'm relegated to this column. I don't have either of those works of art, so those are out. So basically, I'm down here. And I think I'm going to come here because I have $3 left. So I'll spend $3, place my assistant here, which is going to let me take an assistant for free. So I get that one for free. And I'm going to gain 3 reputation. Oops, I totally forgot to flip out the contract. So now, Lacerda is going to move. He kicks me out. But first, he's going to do this action, so now we have 1 in each spot. So now I come back up to the top, and he's already there, so he will come here. And I don't have enough stuff to do a location action, so I am going to use one of these guys down here, which will allow me to move this visitor into my gallery. So that was the end of that turn. Now it's on to me again. I do need some money, so I think I'm definitely not going to go over here. So it's either one of these 2 locations. If I come down here, I could promote this artist again and hope to bump him up to the next level and then sell that work of art. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to promote that artist, which will cost me 2 reputation. I receive the bonus, which is going to get me 3 reputation. And now I increase the fame of that artist. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 to get all the way up there, which would put me below. I'm just going to spend 1 to get to the next level. So now that is worth $14. All right, and I'm going to spend a ticket. Let's move another guy into there. I guess I could have done that before. Yeah, too late. I already did it. So that's the end of that action. Oh yeah, this goes away. I just did the second level. You always have to do the next level up from where you previously did. So now, the next time if I promote that artist, I have to do level 3. Okay, so that was the end of that. I kicked out Lacerda's apprentice. So what do we have left here? We've got 3, 6, 9 to 8. So that's going to be another white gone. So now Lacerda's going to move. Leaves behind an assistant. And when Lacerda kicks out his own assistant, it doesn't remove a ticket. It says in the rule book when you kick out Lacerda's assistant. I need to sell some art to get some money. I'm going to come up here and kick Lacerda out. I'm going to sell this painting. So what you do is you flip over, so now I get that assistant back. So I gain money, which is going to be $14. So I'm up to 14. I remove this matching work of art. I'm going to place it over here. So I've now sold that, which is going to be worth an additional $5 at the end of the game. And now I have to move one of those workers or one of those visitors out of my gallery. Since I have pink on board, I'm going to move this pink back to the plaza. This contract flips over, and since it was a pink worker, I now have to orient it that side up. So now this action space is available in the future. If you use a pink or a white visitor to sell, like if they purchase one of these works of art, that's basically what this represents. Like that visitor was in my gallery, he liked this work of art, so he purchased it, so he is now leaving with that work of art. So now I have this available space for worker placement, which I can then use for reputation later. If I had used the brown worker, I could use that for money later on. And if you use white, you can pick either way to orient it. But that was a pink, so that will go like that. Do I want to do either of these action spaces? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to use this action space, which allows me to pull any worker out of the bag that I want. And I'm going to go with a white because white is the most, like that's how you get fame. You can use it on reputation and you can use it on gaining income. And you can only have the number of collectors. The white are collectors, these are investors, and these are VIPs. You can only have a number of collectors equal to one more than the number of works of art that you sold. So since I sold a work of art, I can now have 2 collectors. If I had sold 2 works of art, I could have 3, so on and so forth. Okay, I kicked out Lacerda's pawn. So again, he's going to remove the most. I have 8 and 8. So basically I get to pick one of those 2. Since there are no white out there, again, I'm going to remove a white ticket. And now Lacerda's turn. He's going to move. He's going to come over here. He kicks out his own guy. So no action. And it is back to my turn. I need to get more works of art, so I think I'm going to have to kick Lacerda out again. So there we go. So yeah, I'm going to have to purchase. Oh yeah, this goes back since I sold that work of art. I'm going to have to purchase from this guy because I can't discover anybody else since I already have him there. Or have this signature token down here. So I will purchase one of his works of art, which will cost me 5. Gain 5 back, so I'm down to $9. And now this visitor comes out to the plaza. I will increase the fame of the artist. It's going to be 1, 2 fame. He goes up. I'm going to gain a brown ticket. This work of art comes over to my gallery. Now, since there are 2 tickets on that next work of art, take 2 visitors and place it on there. And I could increase that artist's fame by spending... Do I want to spend 3 reputation to get him up to the next level? No, I want to keep his works cheap so that I can purchase multiples of them and then sell them at a higher price. So I am not going to increase, not going to increase his. All right. I can spend tickets. I'm going to spend those 2 tickets I just got to move another investor into my gallery. Now Lacerda moves, and now it's back to my turn. I'm going to come here, kick Lacerda out again. That will cost me $3 to hire another assistant. So that's going to gain me just 2 influence. Since I kicked him out, he's going to move that. Now he comes over here. And he comes down here, so he takes that spot. Oh yes, this work of art should be worth $8 now. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to discover another artist. I'm going to discover this artist, which will put that there. I'm going to gain influence based off of that, which is just another 2. That flips, comes that, and I take that and add that down there. Did I want to leave behind? No, I'm not going to leave behind an assistant. So now Lacerda moves up there. It is back to my turn. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to leave an assistant behind. And then I'm going to spend 3 reputation to promote this artist, which is going to get me 2 tickets. I'd like a white and a pink. And he's going to gain 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 more. Bringing it up to 13. And now I'm going to spend a pink and a white ticket to get like that. That's the end of my turn. And now Lacerda is going to move again. Come over here. He kicks me out. I'm going to spend 1 reputation. No, I'm not. I'm not going to spend a reputation. Yep, I'm not going to do anything. He just kicks me out. Now, back to my turn. I'm going to come over here, kick Lacerda out. And I'm going to spend $3 to place here. Ooh. To want to place there or to place here? Yeah, I need that money. I'm going to go here because I have a white and then a pink in there, which is going to gain me 1 reputation. And I'm going to gain $2, $4, $5, $6. And because I kicked him out, he is going to come right there. All right. He leaves that spot, moves down here. Oh yeah, and by kicking that out, he also removes that ticket. All right, so now I can come back over to here. Leave you. So I'm going to leave behind a worker, and I'm going to purchase a work of art from this guy. He is currently cost $8. Yeah, it cost me $8. Now both of these visitors come to the plaza. Increase the artist's fame, which is going to be 2, 3, 4. I gain 2 tickets of my choice. I'm going to take pink, or a brown and a white, I think. Now that work goes right there. And because I kicked him out, I'll send a pink out of the way. And do I want to use tickets? I am going to spend this brown ticket to move a brown worker into there. All right, so now Lacerda moves to here. So Lacerda is going to come down to the bottom, and he's going to go right there. I don't have any assistance, so I can't do that. So never mind. Keep screwing myself on that. And then that's just going to come home. Oh yeah, Lacerda left here, so he places an assistant there. Oh yeah, I have 2 of those. So I should have taken that as well. So both of these are at $11. And I almost forgot is up here as well. Gotta place 2 workers on there, or 2 visitors. And I think there's no getting around it. I'm gonna have to sell a painting. So I'm gonna come up here and sell one of these works of art. So it's arbitrary which one I do. And I got more brown, so I'm going to get rid of one of these brown guys. Bought one of these works of art, and that is $11. And one of those goes there. I'm going to do this action, which is going to get me $2, $3, $4, bringing me up to $16. And Lacerda will kick out another one of those. And he moves, leaving a guy behind. And he kicked me out. And I'm going to go ahead and take this contract, cover that up, giving me an assistant back. Flip out another thing. And now I believe, and that cost me 2 reputation. So I'm going to move over there. And I believe, yes, I'm going to gain a work of art from this artist down here. And his original was a 2-star, so it'll cost me $8. So I'll pay $13 and get a 5 back. So I'm down to $8. He's already at a 1 star. And I purchased that, so these visitors come out to the plaza, and the fame of the artist will go up by 2, 3, 4. So now he's already a 2 star. Now this work of art comes into my gallery, and I'm going to spend the 2 extra reputation to get him up all the way. He is a celebrity. So that was pretty good. I bought it for 8 and it's worth 20. So that's a $12 increase. Spend tickets. I am not. Oh yeah, I should have received 2 tickets of my choice. So maybe I will. I'm going to take a white and a brown. And put out 2 more. And I am going to spend tickets. I'm going to spend all 3. So that is 1 brown, 1, 2 white. That is the end of my turn. Lacerda goes. He moves over here, kicks me out. And I am going to spend my reputation in order to do an action here. I'm going to discover this artist here. So put that out there. I get to take one of my choice. I'll take a brown into there. That flips. That comes down on the bottom. He is at level 7 to start. I'm going to come down here and promote. No, I'm not. I'm going to come over here instead. Yeah, I'm going to come here. I need money. It's going to gain me 1 influence. And that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 money. So I'll put a 1, take a 10. I'm up to $17. And since I covered that up, one of those guys has to come back. I think it will be the pink. All right. Now Lacerda's guy, he's going to go up at the top. So he'll go there. Now it is Lacerda's turn. He's going to move over here, leaving a guy behind. And now I'm going to move across. Take that out. Can't leave a guy behind because he won't be able to do anything. So I'm going to purchase a work of art from this painter, the red painter. So he's at a 2 star, so it'll cost me $8. So pay 10, get back a 2. And move this guy out to the plaza. And it's 0 plus 3, so he's going to increase 3. 1, 2, 3. That is now up to a level 3 work of art. I gain a pink ticket. This comes into my gallery, which gets me another one of these. Yes, I'm going to leave that guy behind, actually, from where I left. And I'm going to place this here, which allows me to take another assistant. Now, unfortunately, that guy has to leave the center. And now, 2 more visitors go on there. And Lacerda is going to get rid of one of those. Now he moves. He kicks me out. First he's going to do... Oh no! Yeah. He goes there. Which is unfortunate. I've lost all of that. No! All right, well, as you can see, I'm not very good at this game. It's fun, but it is tough. Okay, well, that would allow me to, I guess, I will spend that pink ticket to move a guy back into the lobby. That goes there. I have $9. Can I purchase, are there any level 2 works of art out there? No. Everything is higher than that. All right, well, I want to try to set myself up to get this, which means I need another painting. Am I going to be able to buy 2 works of art? And the amount of game we have left, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do, yep, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here, which kicks him out. I'm going to promote this artist, which will cause, I can't. Never mind. I only have 1 reputation. So, I think I just have to sell without promoting. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to sell this work of art, which will get me another apprentice back. And we're going to go with a brown investor. That's that, which was worth 11. So I gain $11, putting me up to 20. So that goes over there. So I've met that condition and that one. So these slide. And I am now going to do this action as my executive action, which is going to get me 2 for $7. So there's 10. So I am at $27. And I kicked Lacerda out. So let's get rid of a brown, I guess. And now he moves, so he'll place that guy there. He kicked me out. Of those, I want some influence. 2, that'd be 5. Yes. I will hire that employee, which is going to give me 5 influence, bringing me up to 6. Now, coming back here so that I can purchase a work of art. And I'm going to purchase a work for 11. So that was 12, bringing me 1 back from this artist. So these 2 will go out. It's going to raise him 1, 2, 3, 4. I get that work. And I'm not going to spend the extra influence. Oh yeah, and I bought that work from this artist. So he is at a 1 gold star. Now we place 1 visitor on there. And back to Lacerda's turn. He doesn't have any assistants left, so he'll just move over here. He kicks me out. I'm going to spend the 1 influence in order to do that action. And now I'm going to purchase another work of art. And I'm going to purchase one from this painter here, this red painter, which will move those 2 there. He's going to go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So he's up to 15. So that is a 2 star, and now that bumps up both of those, which is pretty nice. And, oh yeah, I should have gained a brown ticket, and then either a white or pink. I'll take a white. And now this symbol here means only one of these renowned, or one of these works of art by a celebrity can go there, and that matches that. But this painting can go in there. But I also take 2 tickets of my choice. I'm going to take another white and a pink. And we place out another visitor. And it is back to my turn. I'm going to come right here. And now I can promote an artist. How do I want to do the 2? That increases both of those. I only need to increase him 4. What if I do that? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to increase this artist. So he's at level 1, so that'll cost me 2 influence to increase him. And I'm going to gain, well, before I do any of that, I'm going to spend pink, brown, and 1 white. There we go. Now, that's going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 that he will go up, making him also a celebrity. Now what you do, and I actually should have done this with the other artist that reached celebrity status, which means I should have had more money, is this artist is now a superstar. They can no longer sell works of art. And that would have given me $5 for making that guy a superstar or a celebrity. And this sculptor is the same way. So that was another $5 that I should have gotten for getting them to those points. Oh, he actually only went up 4. He was here. We went 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's been 1 more to make him go up. And I actually would have gotten 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 influence, bringing me up to 9. That's how that worked. I did that a little wrong to begin with. But everything else is right. So, since I kicked him out here, he's going to get rid of that pink. Now it is back to me doing actions. Move Lacerda's guy out of the way there. Yeah, and this should be up to there. I'm going to come here, kick him out. I'm going to place this assistant here. Yep, I'm just going to take the influence, which is going to gain me 3 influence. 1, 2, 3. I gain this bonus, which is going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Putting me up to 19. Now I remove one of those guys to my lobby, or from my lobby, back to the plaza, and that is good. Oh, since I kicked Lacerda's guy out, he is going to go right there. And he removes one of these. It's kind of moot. Get rid of a pink. And now Lacerda moves. He's going to go here, facing a guy there. I'm going to do a simple promotion again. Oh yeah, and actually before that happens, we actually got to intermediate scoring because this is empty. Once one of these is empty, you do intermediate scoring, which is simply what this is here. So you count up your pink and white, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 more reputation. You get money based off of what you have there, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 as well. So 7 money. And that was intermediate scoring. So now Lacerda will move. And it is back to my turn. And I come over here. And I am going to promote this red artist here. So that's going to be 3, which will cost me 3 influence. I'm going to take 2 non-like tickets. Just go ahead and get rid of those. And we'll gain fame for that artist based off of this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it was the red painter. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is also a superstar. Or a celebrity, I should say. Which is going to get me another $5. There's 20. I'll take back 2 10s. So I'm at 38 right now. And I'm going to go ahead and spend all of these. That's 2 whites and a brown. 1, 2, 3. That is that. Lacerda would move. Doesn't really matter. So now I get 1 more action, because the end of the game in a solo game is when all of the tickets are gone. And then you do 1 last action after that happens. So what would I like to do? I mean, I guess I could discover an artist. That's not a bad idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to discover an artist. I'll discover this guy. Just flips that. He starts way down on 1. I gain that. And then I get the reputation here. So it's going to be 2, 4, another 7, putting me up to 30. And that is the end of the game. So now, for end game scoring. First thing you do is you basically go by this track up here. First thing you do is you figure out majorities in each of these columns. So Lacerda has 4. I have 3. I will get $1. Now, I'll make a note of my score. I'm going to double check later if I actually get the second or the third place score. $1 for that. In this column, again, I have 2 to his 5, so I will get 6 on that one. And that's how you score international market. And then you come here and you score reputation tiles. So first, I'm going to get $1 for every 3 influence I have rounded down. I have exactly 30, so that's going to be $10. So that was that one. This one, I gain 1 influence and 3 money per digital art that I have acquired. So I have 1, 2, 3, which is going to get me $9. So there's 1, take back a 10, and 3 more reputation, which I guess technically I would have $1 more if I would have scored this one before that one. Because the max you can have is 35 reputation. So now 1 reputation and $3 for every collector that I have. And I've got 4 of those. That's going to put me all the way up to 35. And 4 times 3 is another 12. And then 1 reputation and $3 for every painting. I have 1, 2, 3 paintings, so that's another $9. Should have had $3 less on that last one. Yeah, I should have only had 9. I'm going to put $3 back. I'll take another 10, put a 1 back for that second 9. And that is the reputation tiles. So now, each one of these paintings is worth its value, which all of them are actually at 20. So that's going to be 80 right there. $30, $50, and $50 is 100. And there's another 50. So I am at 163 right now. So then we come to the auction. I actually lost the auction because what you do is you add up the value that you contributed. I contributed 6 to his 14. So I do not get the renowned work of art over there. So that's that. And now we go to the curator cards. So this one, I sold one of those. So that's going to be $5 for that. I sold 2 of those, which is another 10. Here, I have in my collection 2 paintings, 1 sculptor, and 1 media, which is another 15. So that's both of those. And now you gain money based off of your influence. I get another 20 for that. And that is all of the scoring. So now you add all of that up. I've got another 50 and 50, so that's another 100. So I have $213. And what you're trying to do in the solo game is you're trying to reach multiple things to see what level you're at. So, as an apprentice, you're trying to achieve at least 1 of each the curator and art dealer cards, which I did 2 goals off the art dealer and 1 off the curator, and 4 reputation tiles, which I have. I have 4 masterpieces, and at least 160 money, which I've got 213. The second level, experienced, you need to achieve the highest goal of the curator, which I did. You need one of the goals on the art dealer, which I did 2. I need to acquire at least 5 reputation tiles, which I am 1 short. And then acquire 2 masterpieces, which I did. Have at least 180 money, which I did. I did all but one of those, so I don't get to the experience level. I only got to the apprentice. And then the third level that you can reach is the Master Gallerist. We need to at least get 35 money from Curator and Art Dealer cards, which I got 15. I got 30, so I didn't do that. 5 Reputation, which I didn't have, and have 3 Masterpieces, which I did have. So I got 1 out of 3 on that, 3 out of 4 on the Experienced, and then all 4 on the Apprentice. So I'm just a lowly apprentice. All right. Well, that was one game of the Gallerist, so let's talk about it. All right, so the Gallerist. As you can see, again, Vital Lacerda killed it. It's a super heavy game. And as always, he sticks with the, all right, you have what seems like a simple amount of options. You have go to 4 different worker spaces. Oh, but you can't go to the one you were just at, so technically it's only 3 worker spaces that you can move to. Then, at each one of those spots, you have possible 2 actions. Then you get to pick one of the 2 executive actions. And then you have to decide whether or not you're going to leave an assistant behind at the location that you just left. So it's like what starts as being like super simple morphs into this super complex, like heady, thinky game that just sings. Like, it's so good. Like, you have to balance all of these different aspects, like, and trying to keep money coming in, but then also trying to match your curator cards. Like, there's a lot to think about, and it's a beautiful game. Like, the production is phenomenal, as usual. Like, the combination of him in the design, Ian O'Toole doing the artwork and graphic design, and then the production by Eagle-Gryphon Games, and they have done 3 games now like this that are all absolutely fantastic. Like, they did the newest one, Lisboa, which is great. They also did the Venus Deluxe Edition, and the Gallerist. So, like, those are 3 of my favorite, like, overall productions of board games that there are out there, because they just, that combination, man, they just put out a beautiful, beautiful games that I consider almost like works of art. Thematically makes sense, right? Yeah, I think the Gallerist is great. It's really thinky. And if that's something that appeals to you, then you gotta check this game out. It's just too good to pass up. I think it speaks for itself. I don't think I really need to go on anymore. It's good. It's good. I mean, okay, one last thing. So, the works of art that you set aside at the beginning come with easels. Like, what? That production is crazy. And they just sit on those easels the whole game. Didn't need to do that. Like, but it's in there. Like, that's great. It's great. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Gallerist is excellent. Vital Lacerda, again, kills it. Ian O'Toole killed it. Eagle-Gryphon Games killed it. That's it for me. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care.